Okay, are you ready for your life to never be the freaking same ever again? Stay tuned. In this live, we are going to be doing muscle testing. It's called muscle, I call it muscle testing. That's what I call it. And I use it for energy work. I use it to connect with my spirit guides and team. I use it to ask questions, all that other stuff. Welcome back to Healing the Healers. I'm your host, Kayla New York. Thanks for tuning in. Today's live. We're doing it live. So once again, we're trying out Riverside, and we're recording on Riverside or streaming on Riverside, and it's shooting out to YouTube. So I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to see what happens in what everyone learns. You're going to see me looking around at things, trying to see what goes where. I promise it's going to get better, people. It will get better. So I have both chats open. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing, just let me know. And if I'm going too fast, let me know. If you're bored, just stay tuned. It'll get better. I promise it'll get better. Okay, so muscle testing. I use muscle testing in my energy clearing work. I've removed different types of trapped emotion and things that get caught in your body. And people are always like, "Oh, I've always had sinus infections." Yeah, that's what you need to clear out. Those are the things that you need to clear out. And for me, know that I never thought I was gonna be this woman. So let's just call a spade a spade. I never thought I was gonna be this woman. I thought I would have been like everyone else that's like, yeah, I gotta go to doctors and all this other stuff. And this is not medical advice. This is not to replace going to the doctor. I am not a doctor. I am not licensed for any of that stuff. So let's just get that clear right now. This is what I do in my life. I am not telling you what to do. I am not telling you what not to do. I'm just telling you what I do. Got it? So I got to say that. I'm going to say that a couple more times because I feel energy work helps the medicines that you're taking. It helps the surgeries that you have. It helps everything that you're already doing. It helps it because it makes no sense to take out your gallbladder, and you're still you still have pent up anger in you because anger is produced in your gallbladder. So, and if you're like a nervous person, you have stomach problems. I'm a nervous person. I'm nervous now. So I'm a nervous person. And I have like my stomach, I'm always like, oh, my stomach. But now I use muscle testing to find out if it has to do with some emotion that got stuck or so like too much emotion stuck in your body, in any part of your body, even your hair, in any part of your body causes disease. You understand? It does. Your body starts to go into like pain and shock and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's like what happens is you have to understand that, hey, okay, I can clear this stuff out. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I did not know that I was going to end up being this person. I didn't. So don't be like, oh, yeah, this is what you want to do. No, this was by accident. I found this out by accident. I found it out by just watching a movie. And I was just like, they talked about muscle testing. Now, for me, I always had a pendulum. So a pendulum is kind of like, this is not a pendulum, but anything that swings can be a pendulum. So watch. So this is my key, right? This is my key. So a pendulum, you'll go, show me yes, and I promise you I'm not moving it. Show me yes, got it? So that's a pendulum. A pendulum goes, for those who don't know, that's a pendulum. For me, everybody's different. My twin Devin, his yes is forward and his no is sideways. which freaked me out one time because I was just like, why is you doing it wrong? And he was like, no, that's how it is for me. And I was like, oh, okay. So what I'm saying is muscle testing is exactly like having a pendulum. That's exactly what it is. It's funny. Shout out to my Oracle, Rebecca. Rebecca was the one when I was explaining to her how to do muscle testing. She was the one who was like, "Oh, it's like a pendulum." And I was like, "A pitch. It is like a pendulum." That changed my life because I was just like, "Oh, so I'm doing the muscle testing wrong." Because I would do long questions, and that's not what you do with muscle testing. Muscle testing, you do yes or no questions, right? So let's get into it. So I'm going to show you my hair all in the camera. I'm going to show you what muscle testing is, right? There are different types of muscle testing. Now, for me and what I use and what I teach my kids and teach my clients and teach other people about muscle testing is that you can do whatever fits you. But the one that I teach is only the ones with the hands. So it's like, because there's other ones that you push your arm down and all the other stuff. I can't detach my brain from pushing it down myself. I can't detach and be like, no, I'm not doing it. So I'm like, okay, fine. So what I do is the ring method. You take your two hands, right? And then you lock it like a ring, right? You lock it like a ring. So what happens is when you pull, you pull, right? And it's like, yes, when you pull, it holds, right? So I'm so excited. There's probably a bunch of you just going like this. So watch. You're gonna take your two hands. I love this. You're gonna take your two hands and you're going to lock your fingers, right? I'm kind of nervous, so my hands are stiff. You lock your fingers and then you go, show me yes. And it pulls and you pull it. And when you pull it, it's going to hold because it's yes. I don't know the ins and outs of why it works. So please don't be like, I don't understand how it works, Keisha. I do not either. I have no idea. I know they talk about like the subconscious, and the subconscious knows everything, and the subconscious is the Akashic records and, all that other stuff, and how, your subconscious is what's controlling it. So kind of like the pendulum, your higher self or whomever is controlling the pendulum. You're not controlling the pendulum. So it's like all that stuff. I get it. I 100% completely understand what you're saying, because even I in the beginning was like, I don't understand this. How does this work? Like, but why does it work? And then my spirit team was like, who cares? It works. And I was like, you're right. Right. I'd rather be happy than right. So I was like 100%. So I was like, oh, okay. All right. No problem. So I practice. I've been doing this since 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I've been doing it for about 6 to 7 years. I've been doing this. And I've been clearing uh the trapped emotion and other things. Now, I am an emotion code practitioner, so I cannot teach you that code. I can't teach you the emotion code, but I can teach you muscle testing. Muscle testing is a completely different thing. It's incorporated with that, but it's not the same thing. So I'm going to just tell you how to muscle test, because it's like having a magic 8 ball. That's literally what it is. It's more like a pendulum, because pendulums, you have to ask it yes or no questions, but it's also like a magic 8 ball. It tells you yes or no. It tells you maybe, so let's start again. Put your one finger in the hand, one hand, next hand, lock it, right? We're going to lock it, right? And then you pull, you go, show me yes. And then you pull and it's hold, right? That's yes. Now it's going to go, now you're going to go, show me no. And it's going to open. I promise you, because I know you're like, y'all, you just let it go. I understand your skepticism. I completely understand your skepticism. But what happens is When you say no, it just opens. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's nothing to it. It's like when it's wrong and you say no, it just opens. You can't. There was a time when I started doing this because I'm the hardest person to sell something to. That's why a lot of people like practice their sales pitch on me because I'm like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't buy that. And they're like, "Ah, damn." So they have to go back to the drawing board. But for me to be like, yeah, this works. I used to pull so hard to not separate it, not like to hold it and not separate it that I used to had to not used to, I had to, it cut the top of my finger because I was like, this ain't real. And I would pull it and I would pull it so hard it would scratch. And then I was like, okay, okay, lady, you need to stop hurting yourself to try to prove that this is wrong and just lean into it. So that's what I did. I just leaned into it. So, and here we are today. So for me, I ask it everything. When I feel not right, I ask, okay, is there a trapped emotion somewhere? Is there an imprint stuck somewhere in my body that I need to get out? Is there a barrier that I need to remove? Is the barrier, and then for me, I wrote my own manual on how to do it, and I created my own, like, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a book. It's a book, a manual on how to, clear the emotion that you have in yourself because you have imprints. You have imprints of stuff from your past. You have imprints of stuff that you inherited from your parents. And that stuff gets trapped in your body. And then you have to go to a practitioner or someone who knows how to get that stuff unstuck. Because if it doesn't, I could, the only thing that makes this entire experience real for me is the pain. That pain is undeniable. It is undeniable. And that's what made me go, oh, this works. Because there was a time when I started it. I think might have been 2017, but I digress. It was probably 2019. But anyway, so I remember walking to the bus and at the time, I was still married. I was in a horrible marriage and I was having a hard time at work, and it was just everything was caving in, right? But me being me, I was like, I'm good. Let's go. We got to get going. Let's go. Let's go. So I kept pushing. I kept pushing. I kept pushing. Right. So this was way before I learned the muscle testing and how to clear and all that other stuff. So my feet would hurt. Like no matter what shoe I put on, my feet would hurt. It would hurt. And I had to get like specific type of shoes. And even those shoes, after a while, they just hurt. And I didn't understand what was happening. So I learned the code. And the other thing that hurt too were my knees. I had really, really bad knees to the point that I was scared to walk sometimes because I felt like my knees at any time could give out. I digress. So I started doing the energy clearings on myself. Because, like I tell you, a healer is not a healer if they cannot heal themselves. You cannot walk around healing other people if you do not use the healing on yourself. You have to heal yourself first and then help others. Trying to do both at the same time, it's difficult because I've done it. I've done it. That's why I can tell you that, because there was times where I was just learning it and I wanted to tell everyone else at the same time. And I kept hearing my spirit team go, stop. No, you got to heal first. You got to get to a certain level and a certain bracket that you can actually start bringing people up and on board your aircraft carrier. You can't stuff all these people in a little tugboat. You have to get to a certain level. And I feel like that's where I am right now. Hence why we're doing a live class on muscle testing. So for me, it was like, what is happening? And then I started to do energy clearing. I started to find out that I had trapped emotion and imprints on heritage things that happened in my family's lineage, my mother's lineage, my father's lineage. I had barriers, on my heart that just stopped things from moving. I had, freaking curses and different things. Trauma was crazy. The trauma was crazy. So I would release these things, and I would be like, feet don't hurt. Like, it was weird in the beginning. And I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be weird in the beginning, because in the beginning you're gonna be like, shit ain't real. She's so full of shit. This ain't, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I'm okay if you don't believe it. I'm 100% okay if you don't believe it, because I know that when I wake up with a headache, I don't have to always take a leave to get rid of my headache. I could just clear it, because it's obviously trapped emotion that I picked up while I was asleep. So I clear it, and then I'm like, okay, and I go about my day. So whether you believe it or not, that has nothing to do with me. That is not up for debate. It really isn't. The way I do it also is not up for debate, because every healer does things different. We are not supposed to be the same. We're not. That's one thing I need all healers to understand. We are not supposed to be the same. You're not supposed to do it exactly how I do it, because then why do you, one of us is one too many. Does that make sense? We can do it similarly, or we can like have the same concept, but you have the people that you're called to. I have the people that I'm called to. We can collaborate and swap notes and be like, oh, girl, or oh, dude, that's how you do it. Oh, that's cool. That's fine. But don't get in the comments and be like, well, that's not how it's done. That's not how you do it. This is how I do it. Okay. So let's try it again. I'm going to talk, and then we're going to try it again. I'm going to talk, and then we're going to try it again. So we're going to try it again. So I lock it, right? You take two C's, communication and compromise. You take and you lock it, right? And then you go, show me yes. And you pull. You see how I'm pulling? Swear to God. You see how I'm pulling? It won't lock. It won't unlock, right? Now, if I go show, and remember, I'm not like this. So I have really not that much control over what's happening. So it's open like this. You see how it's locked on the bottom right here? It's locked on the bottom, right? So I have this as a hook. I hook it in. You see that? Just like that. I hook it in, and I'm like, show me yes. And it's I'm pulling, nothing's happening. I go, show me no, and it opens. I know you're like, that's not true. She just opened her fingers. No, try it. Don't talk about it. Just try it. Take your hand, hook it, right? We're going to hook it. You're going to hold it, and you're going to pull. You're going to be like, show me yes. And it's not going to open. Then you're going to go, show me no. And then you pull it open. Got it? For people who are just joining us, your life is never going to be the same if you stick around and watch this live that I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm doing a live on muscle testing. And like I said before, you use muscle testing like you use a pendulum. It's like yes or no answers. You ask yes or no questions, and they give you yes or no answers. They give you a yes, or they give you a no. Got it? So like I was telling them, the way that you do the muscle testing is you take your fingers. This is the ring method. You take your fingers and you link it, right? And then you see how it's linked. So you go, show me yes, and it holds, right? And then I go, show me no, and it opens, right? So when you go, show me no, it opens. If you jerk it, says fucking boys. If you go like this, you are going to get either out. You're going to hurt, first of all, you're going to hurt your fingers. Second of all, you are going to either get a false positive or a false negative. You have to practice. You have to. You have to practice. There's like This is the part that you have to pay attention to. One, you have to practice how to do it. You can't just do it one time and expect that every answer you get is going to be correct. That is not correct. I've been doing this every single day, at least 30 times a day for 6 years. So I've been doing this for a while. That's why I'm teaching it. It's not something that I've read in a book. It's not something that a guru taught me and I didn't practice. I practice this every day. So, and I have I practiced it on my children. I practiced it on my boss. I practiced it on myself, of course, because if a healer is not a healer if they cannot heal themselves. So I practice it on people I'm in love with. I practice it on everyone. Do you understand? So it's like I know it works. Whether you me or not, that's not up for discussion, you know. But once again, this is how we do it. Now we're gonna do something a little different, right? So for those who are locked in, thank you for locking in. For those who are locked in, and I have to say this before I say anything else. This is not for everybody. Not everyone watching this video will be able to do it. It's actually, and not be like, oh, it's chosen. It's for the people who it's called to be for. Because it's not for people to abuse it, because you can abuse it, and but the spirit dictates what is said and what is not said. Because there's a couple of things before I get into the next exercise. There's a couple of things that you need to know about muscle testing. When you tap into muscle testing, you can tap into your spirits team, your SGS squad. It's SGS squad. You can tap into your SGS squad and ask them questions. Because I do it all the time. I literally do it all the time. I ask them now if we can do the live now. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. It took me a minute to do this live. I had to walk around the block. I had to jump up and down. I didn't know what was going on. So I know that this live and this video is very important, especially for someone who's watching, for everybody who's watching, and myself. So the first thing you have to understand is everything that you ask will not always be answered. It won't. It will not always be answered. If you're muscle testing to get answers, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about muscle testing for healing. That's not what I'm talking about right now. I was talking about that before. We're talking now about muscle testing for getting answers, kind of like a pendulum. Yes or no questions. Magic 8 Ball, yes or no questions, right? So you're asking, I have found that the spirit will be like, mind your business, because that's none of your business. That's not for you to know. And I'll hear them say that because I have I think it's called clear audience. I've had it since I was a kid. I can hear shit. Like everybody can. It's just some of us are more tuned into it than others. Told you, I didn't think I was going to be this girl. Never thought I was going to be this girl, but here we are. So let's go. But yeah, so it's like people call it a gut feeling, or like somebody told me something said, yeah, that's your spirit squad trying to talk to you. That's your higher self trying to talk to you. Watch Abraham Hicks, watch Aaron Doughty, watch Abraham Hicks, Aaron Doughty, and there's one more person, and I cannot remember what that person's name is. For Dimensions, Matteo Di Stefano. Those are the teachers that I've had with this whole topic type thing. Not muscle testing, but it leads up to that. Like, I read the Seth Chronicles. And I was just like, huh. And then it's funny because everything that I was taught by these people, it wasn't like I was being taught. It was like I was remembering. Like they were reminding me what I can do. And that's where we are right now. Because it's like muscle testing is something that we all can do, and we all might not be able to do, because you might not be at the level to do it yet, or this might not be the lifetime that you're supposed to do it. But at some point, we all can do it. I know it sounds, you're like, Keisha, that doesn't make any sense. That sounds contradictory. If you knew this, how the spirit works, you would know that it's really not. That's pretty much how it works. But if you're sitting and you're watching it now, you probably can do muscle testing. So we're going to do another round and show you what I'm talking about. Muscle testing, again, it is yes or no questions if you're going to ask it for questions. Even if you ask it for healing, it's a yes or no question. You'll go, okay, let's see if I have any imprints. Do I have any imprints? Yes. See? Yes, I have an imprint. So do I have an imprint in my heart chakra? Yes, I have an imprint in my heart chakra. Can I remove it? Yes. And then I remove, you put the intention in your head and you say out loud, I remove the imprint. Shoot, you got to find out what I remove the imprint in, because I'm still working on the list of things, but I remove the imprint. It feels like worry. That's what, because I can feel it. It feels like worry. Probably because I'm live doing this, which is crazy because I never thought that this would happen, but I digress. So it's like I have an imprint of worry in my heart, which is true. Which is true because I'm terrified right now. People terrified. But yeah, so I have an imprint of worry in my heart. So I would close my eyes, I would center myself, and I would say, I remove the imprint of worry from my heart chakra. And then I go back. Do I still have the imprint of worry? And it says no. So you see, that's how the healing works, but for me, I'm creating a chart and a list and whole thing so we can break it down and go deeper into what needs to be pulled out. But that's coming out soon. I can't wait for that book I can't wait for that manual to be finished because it's intricate and it's a lot. But muscle testing for just yes or no questions, like we'll do this one. Is my name Keisha? Because my name is Keisha. So it's like, is my name Keelan New York? See? Is my name Chuck? See, my name is not Chuck. So my name is not Chuck. So you'll be like, is my name Chuck? And I'll be like, no. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to lock and I want you to say, my name is, and you say your name and then pull, right? And it should lock. If not, you're doing it wrong. Right? And then you go, my name is, make up a name. It's not that serious. Just make up a name. And you make up a name and then you pull and it's going to unlock. If it doesn't unlock, you're doing it wrong. So, and there's like I was starting to tell you before, there's a couple of things that you have to understand. One, the spirits will tell you it's none of your business and they'll tell you they're not going to give you that answer. That's happened to me many times. Still now, still many times. So many times they told me to mind my business. But anyway, then you have to be like you're talking to a genie in a lamp. You have to be precise and specific with what you're asking them. You can't ask them, there's this thing that I do to practice. I hate the game, but it's sometimes it's necessary. So I'll I'll I can't find my phone, right? So I'm like, we gonna play the guessing game now. And then my spirits are like, yeah, let's play the guessing game. I'm like, so I'd be like, okay, is the phone on that side of the room? And I'll pull. And it's funny because the phone is on this side of the room. It's like, it's the phone on that side of the room. And I would pull. And then they would be like, and then I would go over there and the phone is not there. And I'm like, but the phone's not here. And then they're like, no, you said that side. You didn't say which side, but it was. But the phone is sitting right here, but it's on this side, facing that side of the room. So it's like they play semantics more than anything I've ever seen. So you have to be specific with what you're asking. Another thing you can't do is you can't ask a question and think something else in your head because it's conflicting the energy. The energy is completely conflicted. So whatever you think in your head or you say out loud have to coincide. to be duplicate. They have to be together. It can't be like, oh, my name is Keisha. I'm saying it out loud, but in my head, I'm like, my name is Chuck. You can't do that. You have to be you have to be together with what you say. What else? There's other stuff too. I already told you can't pull too hard. Like you pull normally how you would try to pull it apart. You just pull it normally and it'll lock because it's locking right now. I'm pulling it right now because everything I'm saying is yes. Everything I'm saying is true. Oh, if I'm saying like when I say no, 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 no matter how, no. No matter how much I try to hold it together, it doesn't. So it's just like, and it's funny because a lot of people like, oh, this is worse because before I already had a built-in lie detector. I did. I tell my kids all the time, don't lie to me. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm a psychic and I do muscle testing. Stop lying to me. Stop it. You just look stupid. Don't abuse it. That's all I'm asking. Don't abuse it. Don't ask questions you are not ready for the answers. Do not do anything stupid when you find out answers because you still need to check to make sure it is correct. You can't be like, the muscle testing said it was correct, so you must have been cheating on me. Don't do stuff like that. That is not what this is for. That's another reason why this is not for everyone, because it's not what it's for. It's not for you to do a whole bunch of weird stuff with it, because it's a spiritual and, I guess, psychological practice. And if you abuse it, it's gonna bite you in the ass. You understand? So for me, you have to have integrity with it. And like I said, they're not going to tell you other people's business. They're not. They're not going to tell you they're not going to tell you what the other person is doing, especially if it doesn't pertain to you. They're not. They're going to be like, no. And then you're going to keep getting a no. And then you would ask them, because I've done this, I'm nosy, you would ask them, are you telling me to mind my business? And they'll be like, yes. I'm telling you, they rude. They rude. I'm telling you, these spirits are rude. They're rude. But that is another way to connect with your spirit team and your higher self. You can ask, am I connected to my higher self? Okay, for those in the back who are like, what's your higher self? Your higher self is the highest version of you who knows everything knows the whole game. Because, everybody who knows me knows I say that this whole construct is a video game. It's a video game and a puzzle or whatever type, because I like puzzles. I like puzzles and like things that make you think, because I'm a brainiac. So I like things that make you think. So it's a puzzle that I have to solve and put together. So what happens is your higher self already knows how everything is laid out. They're there to guide you, to be like, hey, come. They're there to guide you to where you're supposed to be. You understand? But they know you have to go through certain steps to get to where you're supposed to be. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like for those, because my middle son, Jaden, he wants to be a pit crew member for NASCAR. I think it's NASCAR, for one of those. And it's kind of like, it's not even kind of like, you're the driver, right? You're the driver. You're in this expensive sports car, which is your body. Your spacesuit is an expensive sports car. And in your ears and in your head, there's the person who can see the whole shit. Yeah, they can see the whole racetrack. I don't know what it was called. They can see the whole racetrack. So they're calling the shots and telling you what to do. You need to listen. And I'm telling you from experience, I had to find out the hard way. I just told a friend client today, shout out to Ronnie. I know he's like, oh, I just told a friend client today that you either listen to your spirit squad and elevate and do what they tell you to do. You don't do it and they drag you to elevation. I don't want to be dragged to elevation anymore. I've had that happen. I've had the the dark nights of the soul and all that other stuff, where they had to drag or physically separate you from someone for you to elevate. I don't want that. What do you want me to do? More along the lines of, what do you want me to do? What are we doing? And I collaborate with the team, and I don't always agree. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. Why do we have to do that? And they explain to me why we have to do that. You know, hence I'm on a live, and I'm on a live teaching muscle testing. Hence I'm on live teaching muscle testing. I hope you guys are following it. Let's try something else. So once again, we are going to do the ring muscle test. You link your fingers, right? And you pull it. That's yes. You open it. That's no. It pull, yes, no. Another thing, you do not have to speak out loud to do it. You don't. You do not need to speak out loud to do it. You can do it in your head. Hence why I said you can't say one thing out loud and then think something in your head and pull. It's not going to be valid. It's not. It's not going to be valid because what you thought in your head was the last thought. And that's what they're going to take because it can hear you. Like I said before, I don't know how it works. I don't know the ins and outs on how it works or why it works, but I do know it works. Right? Now, getting back to muscle testing for healing. So once again, let's do it again. Do I have any barriers that I need to remove? Yes, I have a barrier that I need to remove. Is the barrier in my heart chakra? Yeah, my heart chakra is lit up today, boy. Is in my heart chakra. Is it also an imprint of worry? I have an imprint of worry still. It came back because I am worried. This live is killing me right now. But yeah, so we'll do the barrier first. So it's an imprint of a barrier of worry. So what I ask is, do I need to swipe? Because some things for me, this is how I do it. Some things I have to swipe for and some things that I don't have to swipe for. Now I know some people are asking, Keisha, what do you mean by swiping? Swiping is this from here, right here, all the way back to the top of your tailbone is what they call your main meridian, right? So when you release, when I release imprints, barriers, all those other things, the heavy duty ones, the ones that really are inside your body and has kind of taken root, you have to swipe to get rid of it. It's kind of like taking a credit card and wiping a magnet across the strip. It clears all the content in it. So it's a barrier, it's a worry, and it's in my heart chakra. So right here, I have a barrier of worry. Barriers are just stuff that it's a barrier. It kind of protects you but in not letting anything out, it's not letting anything good in either. So and then it starts to calcify into something that is not good for you. So the more you hold it it compounds on other things. Does that make sense? So we're going to clear it. So I have a barrier of worry and it's in my heart chakra. See, I'm saying yes. See, I'm just pulling. I'm not doing anything. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not like, oh, I'm pulling. I'm just thinking. I'm not even thinking about it. So I go, do I have to swipe? And they're like, yes, you have to swipe. So what I do, this is how I do it. I go, is it inherited? Meaning, is it inherited? Is it absorbed? Inherited and absorbed are two different things. I'm writing this all in the book. I'm writing this all down because even my family are like, what? And I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I know it's a lot. I'm writing the book. I'm writing the manual. I promise. I'm writing the manual. So what happens is with an inherited barrier, you got it from your lineage. You got it from your mom. You got it from your dad's grandparents. That's inherited. Absorbed is And this is specifically, and like, pay attention for my empaths, because I'm a super duper empath. So for me, and that's not me bragging, because it's not like I said, the only thing that really makes this whole experience real is the pain. So I'll be walking down the street minding my business. There's all this room on that side, and the person will pass right by me, and there's this much room between where I'm standing and where they are, and a wall or something. And what happens is their energy gets, my body absorbs it. And I'm just like, oh, my back, or oh, my knees. Because wherever you have an injury, or wherever you have, like, you've had pain before, that's where it goes. It goes, because I've had 3 children, so I've had 3 epidurals in my back. So they go straight to that thing, and I'm just like, there's times that if I have too much imprints or barriers on me, I could barely stand up. And I'm just like, my back. And then I have to clear it. I have to clear it out. So it's the one that I have is inherited. So that means I had inherited. And then you ask, do I need to know more? I don't need to know more. So I'm like, okay. So then I take my hand, because my hand is like your hand is magnetic. Your hand is a magnet. Okay. Your hand is is magnetic. It's not a magnet. Because I know people are going to be like, what you trying to say? I could pick up metal? No, you cannot pick up metal with your hand. However, it is magnetic. It's not, you can't pick it up with your hand, but you understand, it's not a magnet, it's just magnetic. Got it? Anyway, so you take your hand and you swipe. So I'll go, since it's inherited, I swipe 10 times. So, and I say the mantra in my head. I remove the barrier worry from my heart chakra. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? And then I ask, did I remove it? Yes. Is it still there? No, it's not. Right? And I know you guys are like, really? Like I said, you don't have to believe me. I was told to tell the masses, and this is me telling the masses. I don't even like talking to the masses because it makes me uncomfortable and makes me very nervous. Hence probably why I have so much stuff in my heart center right now that I'm gonna have to probably clear after I get off this live, but I digress. So that's how that works for healing. And the thing is, I'm telling you right now, I have learned different ways to swipe, because I'll be sitting there going like this, because it's all the way back. So there are times that I'm doing this, because it's like you're on the bus and you're swiping your head, or you're in the street and you swipe your head, people looking at you like you crazy. So I always felt self-conscious. So I started doing different things. I would like rub my back. I would like rub my back. If my back was out, I rub my back. It needs to be on the bare skin. You could do it differently, and you're like, no, I could do it through my clothes. I cannot. It doesn't work that way for me. I have to do it skin to skin contact. So once again, there is muscle testing for healing. There's muscle testing you can use muscle testing for healing. You can use muscle testing for answers. Like, is that a Kayla New York jacket? Yes, it's a Kayla New York jacket. Is that a sports jacket? No, it's not a sports jacket, because it's not a sports jacket. So it's going to open. So once again, you take your two hands, you lock it, right? And then you go, show me yes. And you pull and it holds. Then you relax. Then you go, show me no. You open it up. You're not opening it. I know I said that wrong. You're not opening up. It just opens up. See how I'm telling you the truth, because it just opens up. And then it's like, you'll go, show me no. And it'll open. You know what I'm saying? It'll just break. So that is my class on muscle testing. I know this helps a lot of you. You have to practice. Remember the do's and don'ts. You have to practice. You have to practice. You have to practice. Also, do not do anything stupid with this, meaning Do not break up with people. Do not use this as a substitute for medical or psychological advice. That's not what any of this is for. You understand? Play with it. Be a kid for a little bit. Just play with it. Play around with it. See what happens. Use it as like a parlor trick for your friends and stuff like that. You know, I would love for you to start using it to heal yourself. If find one part of your body right now that you're like, wow, I'm having, like, I have problems with, okay, there's someone who has problems with their knees. Is it me? No, it's not me. So there's someone right now watching that has problem with their knees, right? I'm a practitioner. Just know that I'm a practitioner. This is what I do, right? So the person who has problems with their knees. So I would go, is it an imprint? Yes, it's an imprint. Is it an inherited imprint? No, that means the imprint started with that person, right? And then I'm looking at the person's knees. Is this at their joints? Yes. Can I remove it? So, someone who, or people who got their knees cleared today, you're welcome. All right. Stay blessed. Thank you for watching my live. I hope this made sense. We're going to be doing more stuff on muscle testing. I am working on the manual Beyond the Code. That is the name of the manual that teaches everyone how to use muscle testing and how to help yourself, heal yourself, and live the life you always dreamed of. I love you guys. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces and out. Click it.